सलाम मेरे अजीज पंखों।
Look, you're looking okay. Jungkook showed him the picture, and Taeyong looked away embarrassed. He was right. He looked pretty fine. You were punishing your eyes for nothing. Jungkook spoke, lightly touching his long lashes. Look here again. Jungkook called him again, and he slowly looked at him, but before he could reach, he clicked their selfie. Perfect, Jungkook's smile, staring at the picture, had just taken. He was looking toward the camera, whereas the eyes were on him. They noticed his appearance for the first time today. He was wearing a suit, and damn, did he look good. He looking freaking hot. His hair was messing up. Some fall on his forehead. They sucked in a breath as he ruffled his hair, smiling at the phone. His husband was handsome. They only realize that now. Now, you will not cry, right? Jungkook asked, raising his brows, and they blushed, lowering his eyes. Why my wife is shying? Jungkook chuckled, kissing his forehead lightly, and his smile winded, hearing his word. They laughed on his. He was right. He really was stupid. Give me your hand. Taeyong looked up through his veil at his stretched hand. After getting seated, he had adjusted back his veil on his, although Jungkook had told him there was no need for that, but he had protested. According to his ritual, for Mr. John was still to be done, and if that didn't happen, John was going to create a fuss. And yes, who know that better than Jungkook himself? His mother was a great at creating a fuss. Wife, I think we have to go inside today. Jungkook picked up his hand from his lap when they didn't react, and he bit his tongue lightly. Taeyong was already embarrassed for his behavior a while ago. He was leaving no chance in making him realize that. The emotional turmoil of leaving their parent had caused him to act. They had give his heart the explanation. He carefully made him get out of the car and closed the door behind. Taeyong glared at the house in front of them. It was decorated with dozens of fairy lights. Well, you have prepared a really great and thrilling story for our children, the gaps, as he pulled him toward him, grabbing his hand. What do you mean? They asked, frowning his brows. They was not able to see his expression because of his veil. They felt his heartbeat increasing as his hand rested below his waist, squeezing them lightly. Not every bride cried because of their makeup, he added, and he looked up at him in shock. How did he think he was going to let him of a chance to taunt him? And not every groom make fun of their bride, they thought. I was not crying because of that. Theon turned him down innocently. Really, he said seriously, removing his veil, and he lowered his lashes instantly. Then why were you crying? Because you look like a witch. They smirked, touching his earrings, and his eyes winded on his remark. No, it's not like that. Theon bowed, glaring at him, and his eyes stopped at his painted red lips, which invited him on so innocently. Theon, why did you tell him? Now he'll keep making fun of me like this, they thought, huffing lightly, cause Jungkook breathed a heck for a second. He noticed every movement of the cherry lips with attention, as it was his first time seeing those petals. I'm tired. Let's go inside, they whispered, placing his hand on his chest as he stroked his chin with his index finger, causing his stomach to beautifully. I'm tired too, he murmured, bringing Tay closer because of waiting too much. He added, touching his cheeks with his finger, his eyes still on their lips. They closed his eyes tightly as he felt his breath on his lips. Their lips were not only an inch away. It was just about to minimize the distance when they heard a scream. They are here. Taeyong opened his eyes instantly hearing Jimin shout while Jungkook grumbled, ruffling his hair. He had jumped out of his embrace, through the veil on his head. What the hell? They heard Jungkook wail beside him, whereas he placed his hand on his racing heart, trying to calm it down. They was thankful for the veil, otherwise anyone could notice his flesh state. Hyung, why are you so late? Where were you held up? Jimin asked, coming toward them. How did you come to know that we are here? Jungkook counter questioned instead of replying. God uncle told us. We'll leave it. Let's go inside. Uma is waiting for too long, he said, turning toward Taeyong. Wait for some more. He murmured lightly, grabbing Taeyong's hand. What? Jimin asked, not able to hear him. Nothing. Let's go. He started moving ahead with his holding his dress. With one hand, Jimin ran toward the main door excitedly. It's time, Jimin shouted, reaching the door, and Jungkook looked ahead with confusion. Walk slowly. He turned toward him, hearing his meek voice. Theon was having a bit difficulty walk. Welcome to your new home. They really looked ahead, hearing the scream of everyone. They were standing by the near door. The young lips stretched into a beautiful smile as he saw he loved them. Step ahead now, children. Let them come inside. Miss Jones said politely. Jungkook tied his grip on his tiny hands and he tripped slightly because of his dress. Be careful, he whispered, holding his dress with his other hand. Why can't we just directly look toward each other? You have a long life ahead to do that. For now, take this, wife. Look here too. Jungkook murmured, looking at his lowered eyes in their direction. They slowly opened his eyes, but closed when his gaze met his dark ones. He felt something new in his raven orbs, and he bit his lower lip shyly. Don't do it, he said, staring at his lips. How, he whispered, he could bite those pearls like he was. You don't know how I am started up here. I had a lot of self-control, wifey.